The Seahorse King by Dante Galicia. Once upon a time, in a kingdom under the shimmering waves of the great ocean, there existed a magical kingdom ruled by a brave and noble red seahorse king named Kingston. King Kingston was no ordinary seahorse. He possessed a magnificent magical crown that gave him special powers. With his glittering crown of glittering jewels, he ruled the colorful coral kingdom with justice and love. Beside him, he had two young sister princesses who were somewhat mischievous, a seahorse with a sunny yellow hue named Amber and another with a warm orange glow named Hesper. Summer is very near, King Kingston said to his sisters. Now is the time to start organizing the big summer party on the coral reef. I'm very excited, shouted Amber. I love the summer party at the reef. I can meet more friends and go out with them to celebrate. Hesper, who wasn't very outgoing, only looked at her siblings with a not very excited gesture. Well, we all know that you like parties, said to her sister. But I like how the water is more pleasant and warm when swimming and seeing how the sun's rays caress all the colors of the ocean from the surface. Haha, King Kingston laughed. We all have something to celebrate at this party, not just summer. Remember that this year, if you behave well, you will receive your first crowns as princesses of my kingdom. The two seahorses got excited and promised their brother that they would behave well. The days of preparing the summer party passed, and they were a complete success. All the inhabitants of the kingdom and coral reef attended, from clownfish, starfish, and even a manta ray. Everyone was enjoying themselves and was happy until a not very nice guest arrived. A cunning and evil octopus named Oliver. Everyone feared him in the kingdom. He was someone who was just asking for trouble. Oliver emerged from the shadows during a royal party at sea. He swam above the guests, displaying his colorful tentacles without greeting anyone, and headed straight for the king, who was on his throne with his sisters. Oliver, said the king in a very diplomatic way. It's great that you were able to attend our summer party. Amber and Hesper hid a bit behind their brother. From a very young age, Oliver had been someone not very nice to be around. I wish I could say the same, Oliver said as he squinted at the guard's fish preparing to attack. My visit will be short, don't worry. I just came to pick up something that belongs to me. In the fastest and most unimaginable way, Oliver reached out one of his tentacles and snatched the crown from the king and disappeared into the depths of the ocean, leaving behind a blinding cloud of ink. The whole kingdom was scared. The party had been ruined thanks to the evil Oliver. The king sent his guards to protect the kingdom and go after the villain, but it was too late. Oliver had disappeared into the depths of the ocean. When the black cloud lifted and the theft was discovered, Kingston, Amber, and Hesper felt their hearts fill with fear. They knew that the crown contained immense magic that needed to be safeguarded. Without the crown, the king would lose the color of himself and of his strength. He could no longer rule. Without thinking twice, the king went to look for his crown. His sisters came out to meet, saying, "We will go with you, brother. It is our duty as princesses and family." Kingston smiled, and wasting no time together, they embarked on an epic quest to recover the stolen crown. The king's crown had been a gift from a beautiful mermaid. Since many years ago, an ancestor of the king had saved a mermaid's life from a hungry shark. And in gratitude, the mermaid made an enchanted crown to protect them and make them powerful and magical. Magic that over time was passing in different generations between the family. But without the crown nearby, magic would die out as well as his kingdom. For that reason, they were the only ones in the kingdom who were able to retrieve the magic crown. Kingston led his sisters while trying to perceive with his magical sense, but little by little he felt that he was losing it and he felt weaker. Amber and Hesper were following him, but as the days went by, they felt lost and Kingston feeble. Just when they were beginning to feel lost, Amber spotted a sea turtle from afar and said, "We are going to ask the turtle if it has seen any octopus around here." Hesper rolled her eyes and said that there must be a lot of octopuses, and Oliver was just one of them, but only one with a crown, said the turtle that had approached the little horses when they were arguing. "Hello, my name is Tessa, and I am very sorry for what happened at the summer party. The whole kingdom knows about the stolen crown, and I want you to know that, yes, indeed, I saw Oliver swimming with his henchmen towards the sunken ship near where the reefs end." Tessa began to guide them to get to the ship, but the king was now much smaller and collapsed from fatigue on a seashell. The princesses were very scared. They did not know what to do. Tessa told them that it was best to let the king rest. She would take care of him while they followed the path to recover the crown. Kingston woke up and tried to swim, saying he couldn't allow it. They were very young and small. Kingston took a moment and told them to come close to him. He told them that they came from a family of magical seahorses, and that although they did not know there was magic inside them, trust your intuition and let yourself be carried away by the magic that exists within you, Kingston said. Amber and Hesper looked surprised by what their brother told them because they had never experienced anything. "It's time to go and hurry up," said Tessa. "Without the power of the golden crown, the king will lose all color and it will be too late for him." The princesses left, promising their brother that they would return with his crown. As the sisters swam deeper into ocean, Oliver, who was in his lair, received news from one of his henchmen. Apparently, they had spotted the king and his sisters swimming towards the ship, but now they were just the princesses. Boo-ha-ha. Oliver laughed evilly. "Those seahorses, they don't have a chance to take my crown away." Oliver joined his henchmen and told them to catch the princesses and bring them to him. While swimming in the ocean, Amber saw a crab swimming directly towards them. "Oh no, be careful," Amber yelled at her sister. Hesper saw the evil crab reach out its claw to grab Amber, and something inside her, and a sense of protection for her sister, caused a hidden power to come out of her. Hesper began to glow blindingly, a dazzling orange color, causing the crab to move away. Amber couldn't believe that her sister had saved her. Hesper couldn't believe it either, but she was happy that her sister was okay. Later that night, while they were swimming, Hesper noticed that the same crab was coming back to attack them, but this time it wasn't alone. A dozen of angry crabs were swimming towards where they were. Hesper was caught by two crabs that had her by her tail and neck. Amber, seeing this, something inexplicable took over her, and from the depths of her heart, a bubble of yellow light came out of her chest. The bubble of light acted as a protective field that froze the crabs, and Hesper activated the glowing color from it, which made the crabs disappear as they were expelled by Amber's yellow protective field. Both sisters were surprised but excited by their new powers. Eventually, they made it to the ancient sunken ship where the Tessa had told them the octopus had made his lair. Amber and Hesper sneaked between the windows of the sunken ship where they saw Oliver looking at himself in the reflection of a rusty window. He had the crown on and tried to put it on his head, but it fell off and seemed to have no effect on him. "I don't understand why it doesn't work on me," he muttered to himself. "That's because you're not a seahorse," Hesper said angrily. "Oh, wow. I see that somehow they managed to get rid of my henchmen. Very good, but I don't think you can get rid of me," Oliver said as he launched a quick strike at Hesper with his tentacles. But to his surprise, the blow was frozen by Amber's light protective field. "We come for what you stole from us, Oliver. That crown does not belong to you," Amber said. "It's mine," shouted the octopus, wanting to get out of Amber's protective field that had him imprisoned. An exciting battle ensued where the royal princesses bravely fought against the octopus' evil tricks and ink attacks. Oliver tried to reach them with his tentacles, but the seahorses were very fast, and it was impossible for them to take them. In an oversight of Oliver, Amber took the crown from Oliver's head, while Hesper emitted her reaper light that made the octopus scream in despair for not seeing anything. Amber and Hesper swam as fast as they could without looking back. Their only goal was to save their brother the king. At last, they returned to where the turtle Tessa was taking care of their brother. But what they saw left them surprised. The king was no longer red, but gray and small, and could barely move. Amber rushed to give the crown to her brother. But Oliver, who inadvertently had escaped swimming after them, along with his henchmen, was faster and snatched it away, leaving the princesses and the king at his mercy. Saving the day, Tessa bit Oliver from behind. Oliver screamed, throwing away the crown. The crown had fallen on the head of the true king, Kingston. At the exact moment that the crown touched the head of the seahorse, he recovered his red color and grew back into the brave and strong king that he always was. As all of Oliver's henchmen fled in terror, Kingston summoned the powers of his crown and turned them into clams as punishment for their treachery. Finally, the king turned Oliver into a snail and locked him in a glass box where he couldn't do any more harm. Reclaiming the stolen crown, the royal siblings felt its charm flowing through the entire sea. The whole kingdom rejoiced as Kingston's crown was restored to its rightful place, and a wave of harmony washed over the sea. The king thanked his sisters for their great courage and gave them 2 beautiful royal crowns. Thanks to the great courage and determination of Princesses Amber and Hesper, it was possible for the crown to return to its true owner as well as the life of the kingdom. All the sea creatures of the kingdom received the new princesses with honors. From that day on, the kingdom prospered under Kingston's wise rule. The great ocean flourished with renewed magic and joy, as the royal trio used their powers to protect their subjects and spread goodness across the sea. And so, the magical story of Kingston, Amber, and Hesper's extraordinary quest to retrieve their stolen crown lingered in the hearts of all who heard it, reminding them that no darkness could prevail against the power of family, magic, and love. The end.
Thank you very much for listening to these stories. I hope you like them and are ready for more. If you like this tale, you can purchase the printed book, where you will personally meet the protagonists of these stories, in addition to painting and playing in the middle of the sea with the illustrations and games included in the book. This would help me a lot to continue telling stories and content. Thank you for your support. Click the link and get your now. And remember that the world is full of tales, and the most wonderful tale is yours. See you soon.